Good afternoon to all. Today we will see more operations on strings, like how can we access the characters which make the string, how can we find the length of the string, and finally slicing in a string. So to begin with, we have already studied that in the previous lecture, that how we create a string, how we make a string by taking a variable, using an assignment statement, and using either a double quote or a single quote. So how do we access the string? As you see that S has become a string. If we check the type of S, it is a string. Now a string is made of different characters, but in Python there is no data type which is known as character, though we can compare it as it was in C or C++, that a string is an array of characters. Similarly in Python also it is a sequence of characters, it is a sequence of letters, but there is no individual data type which is called as an character. Still, if we have to index the individual letters by which a string is made of, we can access them. The sequence of the string or the index of the string starts from the index 0. So in the statement, the string which is written in front of you is hi, how are you? So the first h of hi is at index 0, the number of characters in the string makes up the length of the string. For example, if we see in this string hi, 2 characters, then space 3, then how 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6, then 1 7, 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So there are 14 characters in this string, including the white spaces in between. If I write the length command, which is the length function, so the length function is len bracket the variable which is having the string. It will give the number of characters which are there in the string, that is the length of the string. So the length of the string, we counted, it was 14. Let's count again: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So the length of the string is 14, and the first letter in this sequence of a string is denoted by index 0. Now how do we write the index? We write the name of the variable, square bracket, the value of the index 0, then square brackets ends. So it gives the first index, that is h. Okay, the last index is length minus 1, because we are counting the length from the integer 1, and actually index is starting from index 0. So the last character is length minus 1. So if length is 14, the last character, that is u, in this string will be at index 13. Let's check this, s13, it becomes u. So this is how the index of the string works. We can take any index, for example s5, it will give the character which is at length, which is at index 5, starting index is 0, it does not start from 1, starting index is 0, but length is counted from 1 2 3 4 5. So there should be no confusion that index start from 0, but length is for the complete sequence of characters. Okay, so this is how we can access a particular character in the string. But strings are basically immutable. Immutable means when I have created a string, I cannot change the string. Meaning, for example, if I want to write hi, how are you, instead of hi, how are you, I want to write phi, how are you. So I want to change h with f. So basically, if I want to change h with f, so I can say that s0 represent h, so I can assign h0 with f. But this is not possible in a string. Directly it is not possible. Today we will see that how we can do this, but directly it is not possible. Therefore strings are set to be immutable. We cannot assign the value of a new character directly into the position of that string. For example, s0 is equals to f will give an error. See, it gives an error that it does not support item assignment. We cannot give an assignment statement to a particular index of the string. So this is how we can access the characters. This is how we can know the complete length of the string. And in further classes, we'll be seeing how we can apply for loop and other loops to access the characters and to access the string. Now today we will see a very interesting operation on the string which is called slicing. What is slicing? Let me tell you. So we write down the name of the variable, then we put the same square bracket. What is slicing is that we want, instead of a single character of the string and instead of the complete string, we want certain part of the string to be stored or to be printed, or whatever we want to do with the certain part of the string. So we want to retrieve a certain part of the string. For example, if I say that in the string of hi, how are you, I want to retrieve how are you. So how are you starts from the index 1, 2, 3. So I will write S3, this is the starting index, colon, and the last length of the string, the length of the string is 14, because I want to know the complete string. I want to get the complete string. Now let me tell you one thing. In this S314, it will include the character which is at third index, but it will exclude the character which is at 14 index. So in this string, the last character is at index 13. So we do not want to include the 14 character. So we have to put the character index plus 1 at the end point. Starting is included and end point is excluded. So if I write S314, it will give you how are you. So this is what the benefit of slicing, that if we want to retrieve the certain part of the string, we can retrieve, and we can even save this in a new string. For example, if I write a is equals to S314, what will happen? Sorry, a is equals to S314. What will happen? A new string will become a. If we check this, a, how are you? And if we check the type of a, so another variable has been declared which is of type string and which is having the substring of which was declared before. So this is how we can use slicing. Now there are certain, let me clear this. Now there are, and we are making the same string again because we have cleared it. Now there are certain variations also in the slicing. Now what are these variations? We start with it. We give the starting index, but we do not give the end index. When we do not give the end index, it starts from the starting index till the length of the string. So this will give the string. You can see the first index 1, I till end. Similarly, it is also possible that we do not give the starting index, we just give the last index 5. We want from very starting till character 5. Character 5 is basically index 4 because it is index plus 1. The last point is index plus 1. So it will give till hi ho. Now let us check this. Hi 0 1 means 0 1 if we are taking the index, then 2, then H3 and O 4. So it will give till index 4, starting from index 0 till index 4. So the key point is that we start 0 is included up to index plus 1. It gives up to index plus 1, where index is the value up to which we want to print the character or we want to take the character. So these are the two variations which can be used in slicing, where we can skip the starting point or we can skip the ending point. Now there is another thing in the string. When we are indexing the string or accessing the string through the index, we can also access them by negative character. For example, -1. Now this -1, what does this -1 do? Let me tell you. Now when we write -1, it accesses the string from the back. It accesses the last character of the string. It accesses the last character of the string, that is the ending point of the string. So the negative character is accessing the last character of the string when I am writing only -1. I am not doing slicing now. I'll tell slicing with negative characters, but first let's focus on only negative integers. When I write a negative integer, it goes -1 represents the last point. Similarly, -2 represents the second last. For example, it represents the second last. So -1, -2, -3, we can count from the right hand side, and we can know the index from the right hand side if we are writing in minus thing. Now, whenever we are doing a slicing, a very important point is that slicing is done from left to right. Slicing is not done from right to left. The function of the slice works from left to right. So if I write s -3 colon 13, let's write it 14. So what it will do is, now what is -3? Look to my cursor, -1, -2, -3. So it will start from -3 and it will go till end. So it will print u, because it will start. It will not start from -3 to this. We will see to it also. -3 to 14, it will print u. Now suppose, to check this, I write -3 colon 0. Thinking in mind that it will start from -3, that is y, if you see the cursor, and 0 is this, that we will go in the reverse direction, right to left. So this cannot happen. -3 0, what will it give? It will give a blank string, because it is not accessible. It does not give anything, because it starts from -3 and it moves towards the, it wish to move towards the right, and you are giving an ending point towards the left, so it will give a blank string. It will not give any output in this case. So this is how we work with the strings, and this is how slicing works. So to repeat with, we can make a string by giving a variable, by giving the variable and assigning it with a single quote or with a double quote or with a triple quote. Now, why do we use double quote? Let me tell you this also. Suppose I want to write a string, I am a boy. Now I want to print the single quotes. So to include this single quote in my string, I will use double quote. So you can see this prints it. If I do the same thing with single quotes, what will happen? You can see the color is not changing. So there is a problem. You can see invalid syntax. So because I want to include the single quotes within my string, then I am using a double quotes. If I want to include the double quotes in my string, then I will use a triple quote to represent the string. So by this, we have known what are the basics of a string, and how do we do assignment of the string, how do we do slicing of the strings, and this gives us a picture of the string. So in the next lecture, we'll be moving forward and studying more of Python. Thank you.